Hey, so this is my third or fourth time recording this, because when I first recorded it a few days ago, I don't know, I sounded terrible, I sounded emotionless and I didn't like it, so I'm trying again. I think I felt kind of pressured and that made me nervous, and you know, my English is not the best anyway, as you'll see in this video, and I know every English learner say this, but yeah. And I know I probably shouldn't have recorded my voice when I only had 3 hours of sleep, because I was so tired that I couldn't pronounce properly. Anyway, let's talk about what I'm doing in my bullet journal. So I'm going to set up my February cover page / calendar and my habit tracker spread in this video, and I'm not someone who make really artsy spreads on her bullet journal, but you know, as I'm filming these 2 pages, I wanted to do a more elaborated theme, and sometimes it's cool to draw on my bullet journal. I usually prefer sketching and drawing on my sketchbook rather than my bullet journal, because my bullet journal is more of a tool to me, but you know, it's sometimes cool. Well, I know that a go-to theme for February is Valentine's Day and love-related things and these kind of things, but I don't really like Valentine's Day, and also February is my birthday month, so I thought I would draw something I really enjoy, which is galaxies and moons and planets and all that stuff. I know it's not very original, but I love it anyway, so yeah. In these 2 pages I used watercolors, as you can see, and this paper is not the best for water-based supplies, so I didn't know if it was going to work, so that was a bit risky for me. I usually grab a piece of proper watercolor paper and stick it to my bullet journal, but I don't really like how it looks, because the watercolor paper is thicker and lighter than my bullet journal paper, so I decided to use my watercolors directly on my bujo. And by the way, I'm sorry for that weird brightness that you are seeing in this video, because it was dark and it was a rainy morning, which is not something that happens very often where I live, but yeah, these things happen, so I had to use my lamp, which is obviously not a professional light, and also I was using my phone to film this, and I'm using it right now to record my voice, so the quality on this video is not really good. Anyway, for my left page I used too much water and the paper ended up a bit bulgy, but I wanted to use that much water because every time I do a gradient I need to use a lot of water to make it look good, because if I don't use a lot of water it usually looks patchy. But for my habit tracker spread I decided to use less water and I don't hate it actually. I know by the time you are hearing this part you're probably still not seeing what I'm talking about and you can't still see my habit tracker, so I will continue to talk about it later. I colored the planets and the moon in yellow, and I used a bit of yellowy brown for shading to make it look kind of golden. I would have used some metallic watercolors if I had. I really want to have metallic watercolors, but I'm still searching for the right ones, because I know some of them are not really opaque, which is, the common thing when you're looking for watercolors. So, as I said at the beginning of this video, I rather use my bullet journal as a tool than somewhere to do art on. So even though I wanted to make these 2 pages look a bit more artsy or artsier, I still wanted to make it functional. So I put a mini calendar in my cover/calendar page, so I have a lot of space to write whatever I need, instead of a big 2 pages calendar, which are not really useful for me. And at the bottom I wrote tasks, so I can write what I need to do that month, like a to-do list, but for the whole month, because I usually forget what I have to do. And for my habit tracker spread, I put 6 calendars for the 6 habits I want to track this month. I usually have a lot of habits in my habit tracker, but I don't always track them. So I wanted to reduce my habits for this month. I don't know, let's see if this works. Later I decided to grab a white Posca pen, and I did some stars and this kind of finished cloud shapes. Then I used a black Ohuhu marker, which is actually a brush pen on one side, and a fine liner on the other side of the pen. And I wrote February with the brush pen. Then I grabbed an Ohuhu purple marker and drew some constellations. On the habit tracker page, I wrote habit tracker using the fine liner tip on the black Ohuhu pen. So this is the end result, which I really liked, even though I wasn't very sure at first. And let me know what you think, and also if you liked this video, and if you'd like to see some more videos like this in the future. I'm more active on Instagram, so if you'd like to follow me there, I put the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you soon.